Good evening to you, friends. Good evening. Welcome back to the Make a Living Room. Except tonight we're sitting by a waterfall for a little bit here anyway. How are you? It is wonderful to be back. It's wonderful to have had some autumn weather early this year. I am super excited for tonight. I've done a whole bunch of things to perhaps make the experience more unique, more enjoyable, all of that. But firstly, let me say welcome. It's great to welcome you back into the Make a Living Room, and we've got quite an evening packed together here tonight. For those of you who have not done this thing before and would like to get into the chat, I would love to see you in the chat. Hello, dear Amy, and hello to Laura, and hello to Teresa and Tom. It's great to see all of you. And Tegan's here. Yay! Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful to have you here. I hope the waterfall is doing the trick for y'all for a little bit, just kind of like chilling. There's my neighbor Scott. It's great to have you here too. If you're trying to figure out how to get in the chat like all of these cool people are, the Cool Kids table is open to everyone, but all you got to do is log into whatever Google account you use, whether you got Gmail or YouTube, of course, or Google Drive. All of those things should be good enough. Just log in, and you should be able to join the chat and say hello from all the places you're saying hello from. New Mexico in the house. Hey, Carol, it's great to see you. We got North Carolina in the house. I know we've got Connecticut here, and Maryland, and Virginia, of course, and who knows where else we'll be tuning in from before the night's over. So this beautiful little waterfall was from one of my summer adventures. I was in the White Mountains, and on a whim, I did a little solo jaunt up to Zealand Falls, and the magic of iPhones and looping cameras and all of that kind of stuff. Here it is coming straight into your living room. If you're watching on a big screen, I hope it looks as good as it does on my little screen here. But at any rate, all is fine, well, and good. There we go. There we go. Steve, how are you, my friends? I saw that bit about snow out in Colorado happening these last few days. I imagine you got the snowmobile all tuned up and ready to go, as it were. Fantastic. So I've got a few things that I'm trying tonight. One is I have tried to earthquake-proof the camera, and I'm sure that didn't work because it's a 125-year-old house, and they do that stuff. If it seems like there's an earthquake happening here, I promise you it's not. Those of you who follow me on Facebook know that it is black walnut dropping season, so if you hear something that sounds like a shot, it's probably a black walnut landing on the roof right above the ceiling here from about 80 to 100 feet. So they make a lot of noise. Most of all, though, here's to you and your good health and your better company, and I'm really glad to have you here tonight. Thank you very, very, very much for being here. I do have some things cooked up for tonight, but the first thing is always to do somewhat of a sound check, of course. To have the guitars sound like guitars, that's a great idea, right? Perhaps it sounds like a guitar, but now I guess we got to hear what it sounds like with the voice. So, without further ado, let's get this party started, shall we? How high is this mountain that I've fallen down? And how far have I tumbled to be here? And how long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. And despair. And how heavy is the cross I am bound to bear? How long an uphill march lies ahead? And how will I keep my heart turning to stone? Lift my face to the light instead. And how high is this mountain that I'm falling down? How far have I tumbled to be here? How long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. How far must I roam to find a promised land? How many miles more to Calvary? How many lonesome nights till I find that star? Set my course straight and true again. And how high is this mountain that I'm falling down? How far have I tumbled to be here? How long must I climb to see sweet sun again? Out of this valley of despair. Out of this valley of despair. Good evening, friends. Abby, you're here. Hey, how are you? And Holly's here, and Matthew's. Great. Glad to have you all over. Thank you ever so much. I can see already that I have not got the earthquake proofing on the camera happening yet, so there we all are with that. So how is the balance between the guitar and the voice? Is it about where it should be? The guitar sounds like a guitar, not a plastic piece of crap, right? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I have no idea how long the lag time is between what's going out of here over the over my Ethernet cable and what's coming into your place. But whatever it is, whenever you get here, I'm sure happy to have you. And okay, good. The balance is all right. That's excellent. I'm glad to hear it. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and a lot of things on my mind, and a lot of things that are on all of our minds, I guess. Wow. Those are cool chords. I have to remember that. In this room, I have this terrible habit of just sometimes the guitar just wants to do all the talking, and the next thing I know, I'm off on a journey, and I'm trying to figure out, hey, where am I, and how am I going to remember this? This would be pretty good. So my iPhone is filling up with voice memos as I record stuff. And I guess that's not a bad thing, right? So I'm going to do one from Something Worth Standing For that somehow or other seems more timely than ever. These are the times we're living in. Hurricane flags flutter and warning the highway to high ground. Unmoved all morning, the least of the least. Phantoms in plain view, begging a ride, begging for rescue from under the bottom line. Onto the TV they're suddenly seen, looking through you and me, born like each one of us, naked and crying, somehow left behind. Hope sputtered and dying, scattered like matchsticks, flood waters preordained, tempest-filled teacup, the driftwood of Pontchartrain, call out for mercy, but there's no axe in the crucible to steal from the people. Was that Jesus teaching? We recite the words, but lose their meaning. The princes and pundits, cloaked in theocracy, while thieves in the temple are looting our liberty. Is this what it comes to? Power and preference, executive privilege, for or against us, wrapped in the flag. Discredit dissenters while they tear down all we hold dear. Can you believe these times we're living in? And can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe these times we're living in? Can you believe? From 2007. This weekend, it's been a year since Hurricane Helene roared aboard and just dumped rain after 10 to 12 inches of rain had already fallen in the mountains of southern Appalachia. And Helene did damage that we haven't seen in our lifetimes that a whole lot of people are still trying to clean up from. I had the privilege of traveling the Blue Ridge Parkway for a week with a friend of mine back in October of 2023, and we'd been planning a trip for about a week after Helene came, a return trip that, of course, didn't happen. I'm happy to say that, at least in parts of the region, a lot of resilience and renewal has been happening, including along the parkway. So I decided that I was going to try to do something totally different and bizarre and maybe slightly cool with the flute and my echo thing and a handful of pictures from my own travels on the parkway. So I'm going to stop talking because it'll sound really crazy. But let me see if I can make this all work the way that I think it should. Actually, if I just turn that off, that would do it, wouldn't it? But I'll turn it Okay, did that work? Okay. Well, everything that's going on here is something that I sort of planned out along the way, but I'm glad that it may at least have worked. May at least have worked. Great. Cousin Bob and Doris are here. It's great to have you here tonight. Oh, it's great to have all of y'all here tonight. Thank you so very much for coming. It's been a rainy night here, but it's been some pretty nice, cool weather most of the time. Today had a little feel of summer to it, but fall is definitely in the air. So I also have apple cider. The kid is coming home from college tomorrow night for the weekend, so I made sure that I had some of her favorites on hand. And that Smithwick's Red Ale is really nice too, I have to say. So thinking about water, we were Amy and Stephen and my wife Michelle and I were camped this weekend at Machicomico State Park, which is on the York River. It's a brand new state park here in Virginia, and it's dedicated to the indigenous history pre-Jamestown, because it seems to be pretty close to where the capital of Chief Powhatan's Confederacy had been, and there's a whole lot of really cool archaeology there. And I was thinking about rivers, of course, and in Asheville, certainly rivers are the giver of life and joy and recreation, and they also have brought death and destruction too. So this is the title cut from my second CD, I Rarely Do, and of course that's part of the thing about doing a live stream, right, is I get to do stuff that I wouldn't normally do at a show. So, Mister, can you tell me where this rushing river runs? I am a child of these mountains and a coal miner's son. They call us hillbillies when we go to town. I know I'd be much more if I trace this river down. They say the earth is flat many miles east of here, and a bloody civil war was fought past 100 years. Legend says this river's mouth is many miles wide, but I'm a poor miner's son, by this river I should die. This great rushing temptress, this Lady James, she goes in search of flatter land and of deep ocean flows. And I trace this riverbank to my old plantation home, where 7 generations of family, blood and sweat have flowed. And mister, can you tell me from where this great river comes? I am a child of tobacco and a poor sharecrop's son. Legend says there's mountains many miles west of here, but I'm a poor sharecrop's son. Legends all they are, I fear. And mister, can you tell me, does my river ever leave here? Title cut from CD number 2. That was a couple weeks ago. Because Maddie is going to school at Virginia Commonwealth, which is in Richmond, right in Richmond, and right next to the James, I took her back from a little sort of impromptu visit for just a night a couple weekends ago. and she wanted to have lunch with me after her class. And of course, I'm not going to say no, right? Said, well, I'm going to go walk around for an hour. So I walked out, and right down the block, down Main Street a few blocks and down 2nd Street. And before you know it, you're there on the bridge looking out over the James River. And it's rapids. Even right there at Richmond, there are rapids on the James because it's on the fall line. Oh, Steve, give Lindy a squeeze for me. Never mind, say hello. Give her a squeeze. I miss you, good people. It's been too long. So, anyway, because whatever device you have Facebook on, probably my phone, listens to everything you say, I started seeing all sorts of things from VCU's Department of Fisheries, and they are tracing and tagging sturgeon, these really ancient fish that are still around and still coming up the James and still managing to actually they're rebounding. Their populations are rebounding. They are not a pretty fish, but they are damn big prehistoric looking fish, and they're really cool. Anyway, that's what got me thinking about singing Where This River Runs tonight. However, this year is not the anniversary of that record. It's the anniversary of this one. CD number 1 that came out 30 years ago, and that's just a ridiculous number. I mean, I'm not even 30 years old. How could I do that? Who's that young fella there on the cover? I don't even know that guy. So I thought, in keeping with tradition here, I should play a couple of tunes from that. If you haven't done so already, if you want to hop in the chat, please do. All you got to do is sign in with your Google property or whatever it is that you do. And oh yes, while you're here, if you're willing, do that subscribe thing. Just click that subscribe button there on the bottom of my YouTube screen. That would be awesome. Someday I'll get to 1,000 people, and someday they'll give me money, and they send me emails every 6 months saying, you too could be making lots of money and stuff. And I say, well, that's great. I would love to do that. And then they say, well, you don't qualify. So if you don't mind helping me qualify to make lots of money off my YouTube channel, that really sounds like it would be, almost like buying a lottery ticket, right? So anyway, here's one of the first songs that I wrote for Traveler, and I'm not going to do the one that everybody is still asks me for these days, but this one used to be pretty much a staple in my early set list, and I'm having fun kind of revisiting it. So hope you enjoy it. Tan young man rides an old John Deere, 600 acres dried up this year. Long way to go to his first cold beer tonight. A young girl waits at the 5 and 10, flowered sundress and hair in the wind. She don't have a lover and it seems a sin to me. It's at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night on the streets of my hometown. Radio's playing the same song we heard all summer long down that old quarry road. Don't miss much, but you still miss it all, 'cause still it's home to me. Dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee. The cold wind blows in October time, leaves blow across the county line, and folks think back to better times in life, when everyone watched the home team play lost football games on Thanksgiving Day. The whole town met in a church to pray for luck. And at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night on the streets of my hometown, radio plays the same song we heard all summer long down that old quarry road. Don't miss much, but you still miss it all, 'cause still it's home to me. Dee-dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee-dee. working the mills till cows came home and clocks stood still. Now they sit out front getting drunker still all day. And Main Street looks just like it did. Stores all closed, lights all dead. I still see that so clear in my head today. And it's 6 o'clock on Saturday night on the streets of my hometown. Radio plays the same song we heard all summer long down that old quarry road. Don't miss much, but you still miss it all, 'cause still it's home to me. And it's 6 o'clock on a Saturday night on the streets of my hometown. Radio plays the same song we heard all summer long down that old quarry road. Don't miss much, but you still miss it all, 'cause still it's home to me. Still it's home to me. Still home to me from Traveler. It's an old one that I still like to play every now and then, that's for sure. I'm gonna play one more from that record too. While I'm getting set for that though, the other thing, I do these because I love connecting with you, and I know a lot of you love to help support my work, and I am deeply grateful for that because there have not been a whole lot of shows on the docket for the last few weeks, and I am definitely looking forward to getting back out on the road and doing that. But if you are so moved and want to do a little something tonight, that link is pinned right up at the top of the chat. I will say that the people at PayPal are annoying me right now because they every now and then decide they want me to verify my account again. I don't know why. So the Venmo thing, Square, good old-fashioned check in the mail, just having you here is present enough for me, and I'm grateful for that. Cheers to you. Thank you for spending your time with me tonight. And I'm having fun. All the little things that I wanted to do tonight have gone off so far, knock on wood, reasonably, without a hitch. So let's see if I can keep it going, right? So I got a privilege of playing at the wedding of a young lady who grew up listening to my music. And I did a house concert at her place. I'm going to guess it was close to 20 years ago. It was at least 15 years ago. And the bride really wanted to have a set of my music at her wedding. And it was a beautiful wedding. It was at this, it was at a glamping resort in Moorfield, West Virginia. Yes. And it was really beautiful. It was a lovely day, lovely evening, a lot of lovely people. Had a great time. And this is one of those songs from that first record, and I was thinking, well, it is kind of a love song. I did not play this one at the wedding, but I guess I might could have. Anyway. Johnny walks by the railroad tracks in the blazing valley sun. Dawn to dusk, he works his plow just as hard as anyone. Sandy lives on the edge of town in the stone house on the hill. Senior sweethearts, young and in love, and it feels like they always will. Every year when the corn gets high, he'll be working in the fields. This summer is not the same because changes on their heels. up from his crops one day to see an old familiar sight. A long lost love in the edge of the field, dressed in lily white. Now every year when the corn gets high, they'll be working on their land, harvesting love from seeds of sorrow that they planted with their hands. And she's back in his heart tonight, and they know that it's forever. Rediscovering lifelong love on the Shenandoah River. The full moon glows so bright, and they know it fades away. Cause that demon named loneliness is found somewhere else to stay. Hey, 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 hey. Cause that demon named loneliness is found somewhere else to stay. Paratunes from way out of the catalog in honor of 30 years ago for that. Hello, Mel. It's great to have you here. Thank you. And I'm forgetting to do all of these things because I'm having so much fun having so many of you in here. I should say, we're kind of like, we've got a little ways left to go. If you are enjoying yourself, and if you think your friends or family or somebody should know what we're up to, please invite them on in. Take a moment to post the link on your social media, or go holler out the window at your neighbor, whatever it takes. I would love to be a less well-kept secret, and I would be grateful for your help in all of that. And if you're thinking to yourself, man, that Traveler album, that's got some pretty cool tunes on it, I will say that you can, there's that dude up there in the corner, like that's kind of crazy to look back over all these years of making albums and stuff. But they are available on my website, as are these concert downloads. And I'm about due for another one of these because I've been playing a lot of newer songs, especially the ones that have been writing with vets. And that's been a pretty cool thing. Next Friday, I believe, will be the first Friday of October. And that means that the company that is the engine to my web store and countless tens of thousands of other artists, on the first Friday of the month, they take nothing from any of our sales. They pass 100% all straight on to us. And since I do the shipping from here, I sign things for you and all that great stuff. And I was told that I should mention that I do have things besides albums to sell. And in fact, this thing here, see if I can make it grow. Oh well. These thank you notes. I made these when Madeline was really little. I used a lyric from my Good Things Matter song from Beyond Borders. And that is her little hand, which is now off at college, writing Russian. That's one of her classes. And so, I have a new batch of them here, and I sell them at shows, but I also ship them. That's also, if you click on the music tab on my website, that will take you, there's a drop down for the merch there too, and you can get that, and I would be happy for you to have that if you so desire. And the other thing is, if you haven't done so already, the e-zine, I put a lot of work into these live streams, and I put a lot of work into the e-zine too, and I hope y'all enjoyed the one that came out yesterday. But if you're not subscribed, you could do that, and that would be fantastic too. You just hop on over to my website. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, there you go. It's easy to subscribe to it. It comes out about 8 times a year these days because I'm not on the road as much. And I try to make them worthy of your time when I do it. So over on the right side of my homepage, you can do that. And that's all fine, well, and good. Somebody, would you please type in the chat because I can't. Laura says she can't hear anything, and I hope that everybody else can hear things. Maybe hit the reload or refresh button. That would be awesome. Anyway, so because I dropped a little quote from the song, and if I ask for requests, this one always turns out to be on that list. So if somebody doesn't mind letting Laura know, just hit the refresh or the reload, and that should take care of the problem. And meanwhile, you've gotten off pretty easy so far about not singing along. So now it's your turn to sing along, and that would be great. Good things matter now more than ever, don't they? A little more kindness in this hard and angry world would be a welcome thing. Traffic going nowhere. Merge becomes a contact sport. Frustration boiling over. Tempers growing short. The suited man bucks the trend at the toll booth. That's the grandmother in. He knows the people that we share the road with have loved ones waiting just like him. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter each and every one. Good things matter no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Street boy behind a playground fence, with teams picked, game in full swing. His braces hold him back from what his glasses show. He is not good at this thing, but the bigger boy who plays a game with natural skill and grace says, here's my bat, take my place. He knows the final score is more than runs across the plate. But the pinch hitter's smiling face. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter each and every one. Good things matter no matter how small. Good things matter to us all. Linger for the old one's words. Let a child know she's been heard. Ask a wallflower to dance. Give mistakes a second chance. Smile at strangers on the street. Share the table where you eat. Leave the extra change behind. Fight fear, let color shine. Kind words to chase the gray. When things are hard, find a way. It all comes back someday. Good things matter long after they're done. Good things matter each and every one. Good things matter no matter how small. The good things matter to us all. Good things matter. Indeed they do. Speaking of good things, it's more than a good thing to see you here tonight. Eva, my dear friend, how are you? I'm so thrilled you're here. Hello, California, and now we are coast to coast. We got people here from all over tonight. Oh, Matthew, that's a great question. You know, I have thought about it. I'm not sure that it's economically a really smart move on my part to do that. But I will say that it is available to download from my website. It's not out of print completely. It's just the disc. So if you wanted a disc with the liner notes, email me. Let's see. We'll see if we can figure it out. I may have a copy or two that I've preserved someplace. So as I was thinking about this season, and I do this as sort of a monthly thing to help keep me sane. It is doing these live streams kept me connected to people during the pandemic, especially. But those of you who've known me a long time know I did my first live stream on a platform called Ustream.tv back in like 2010 during an enormous snowstorm. I sat in my dining room with the outside light on, just watching the snow piling up, and like nobody was going anywhere, and there were like 200 people tuned in that night. It was amazing, and it was addictive, and I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. But the technology that we have now to expect you to sit down and sit in front of a computer screen or a TV screen for an hour or more, I better do some things to try to make it interesting. And of course, now we all travel around with these phones, you know, and they do all kinds of stuff. And I live in a pretty nice place, and I see lots of things, and I have a lot of really beautiful, cool places not far away to go and visit too. So I decided tonight I am going to try something that I have never done before. And this was an ambitious little project, and because y'all have been listening for a while, I'm going to hope that I've earned enough cred to be able to, like, you know, if it turns out to be just a dud, it's a dud, and on we go, on to the next thing. I have a few more songs left to go anyway. But it is the turning of the seasons. The autumnal equinox was the other day. And I thought, well, you know, I'm now that we're getting into the nights being longer than the days is when I do my shows, and that's fine. And next month, those of you who've been following along for a while know that it is my wife's birthday at the end of October, and she's the one who gets to pick out the set list. Ah, okay, I can fix that easy enough. Oh, remind me of that afterwards. Speaking of my wife, she walks in with a note for me. She's so good. So she gets to pick the songs for the next one. And she tends to pick a lot of y'all's favorites anyway, so that's fine. So I didn't want to do so much of that. And so tonight I thought, well, let's do something different. I've had a lot of these pictures, and I've been learning how to do new things with this software. So I decided tonight I'm going to be bold and daring and all of that. And somebody, when I'm done with this, will please dump in the chat that I should turn this microphone a little bit so the voice is a little bit less overpowered by the guitar. Okay, I think this is in the tuning I want. So, I took all the photographs. They all come from Shenandoah and the Blue Ridge Parkway. And you can watch the season turn, and I'll see if I can make this work. So I hope you all enjoy it. hey, it almost seemed like it worked. I guess timing is everything. I did not leave myself much of a cue. It's like, I think I remember what the last 3 or 4 looked like, but I'm looking down at the dobro the whole time. I guess there's a few little things to work out, but I hope you enjoyed that. It's kind of looking from the chat like I got away with one. So I'll call it at least even. Yay. Oh, thank you. Okay, great. So every time I do one of these, I try to learn some new like little trick or something, some little thing I can do that makes this whole process a little more interesting. It's not a concert, it's not a conversation, it's some of that, some of this, and hopefully it's just an enjoyable evening of connecting and being, immersed in making art and telling stories, because we are a people of stories. Cheers to my people of stories for being here with me tonight. Thank you so much. The next story is not one of mine, but I helped tell it. Some of you know that I do a lot of work with my friend Mac Bailey, who has devoted his musical life to helping our wounded warriors heal their PTSD and their traumas by songwriting as therapy. And I have participated in several of these retreats since 2019, and it's just pretty incredible, powerful work. Tegan, it was wonderful. I'm so honored you came, and I can't wait to hear what you do when you do one of these, because you sure have a whole lot of great songs to hear too. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. So I wrote this song with a guy at a retreat in North Carolina back in May, and there's so many things that all of these vets have gone through, and they all have their stories, and they all have the sort of things that they cling to, and their narrative. And that comes out in their song and in the conversations, and as you might imagine, it's really a powerful experience for these vets to hear their songs, to hear their story come back at them in a song. So when I wrote this with Brandon back in May, I was like, for whatever reason, it felt like a rock song. So it's a rock song, and it's an unapologetically rock song. And those of you who know me know that I have a dark past. The Strat's right over there in the corner. And, I actually have my electric guitar pedal board down here to do that cool echo on the flute. So it's all kind of hip. Anyway, so when we record this one, it will not just be me and an acoustic guitar, I assure you of that. But Brandon, like a true leader, stepped forward and said, I want to share my story because it might help others. My job was pretty simple. Put the words together, put the music together, put the melody together, make something that he could be proud of, So this is his, and it's called Good Enough. Oh, wait. The guitar was loud on the last tune. Fix that. I took my place in line, a family sacrifice in uniform. I wear my daddy's boots as our Black Hawk moves through mortar fire. I can't turn back the clock, I can't bring back what's been lost. It's too late now to make a deal, and I'm not supposed to feel. Standing with my troops on Christmas Day, Santa came while Daddy was away. Always duty. See my whole self, I lock away my private hell for mercy, cry for mercy. 'Cause I'm trained to face the danger, confront the silent stranger. It's my choice who lives or dies, the ghost behind my eyes. You can never know, why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be. feelings and the facts swirl all around. Because suddenly it's all changed. Thank you for your service. Now there's nothing to measure by. No lines to stay inside. You can never know. Why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be. Not what I could be. And now I'm the enemy. For I'm the one who can't believe that I am worthy. I am worthy. If I could let this darkness go, maybe then I truly know I'm good enough. I don't want to let you down. Put away these boots that I've outgrown. And I will lend my hands, make a difference when I can. Live in the moment, love in this moment, be in the moment, live in this moment. Why am I never good enough for me? Accepting who I am, not what I should be, not what I could be. And now I'm the enemy, for I'm the one who won't believe that I am worthy. I am worthy. If I could let this darkness go, maybe then I truly know. Free these burdens locked inside, maybe then I truly find I'm good enough. Good enough. Hey, I'm good enough. Good enough. I will be ever grateful to Brandon for letting me tell his story like that. One of the really cool things about that program is how they give each of the vets who participate a guitar. And they have some group lessons, and it's kind of like, I think to myself, well, hell, I play guitar for therapy, man. It's like when I need something, when it gets dark, when it gets scary, when it gets dreary, I come in here, there's guitars in here, and somehow or other there's something about that visceral thing about making music, and for these vets to get to have that experience, it's an amazing thing. And they get together, I guess, every Tuesday. I guess they have a Zoom, and some of them will ask guitar questions. Sometimes they're just hanging out and kind of supporting each other. It's like free forum veterans chat, but most of them bring their guitars, and they do a thing or two. And I was thinking to myself, it's pretty incredible that I get to be a little part of that world somehow, in some way. To somehow have something to give back to those who stood in harm's way and wrote a blank check on behalf of me and my family, It's a pretty big deal. And it reminds me that I am indeed a pretty lucky dude. Blessings, don't count your gold. You don't need money when you're lying cold. You can't buy your way into heaven, I am told. Count your blessings, don't count your gold. Good deeds Count your blessings. My dear friend John Rickard wrote most of that. I wrote the bridge, but I turned it into a Lynyrd Skynyrd sounding kind of song, as opposed to his "Oh Brother Where Art Thou" version, which is really cool too. Before I go, I'm going to do one more tune. Thank you everyone for tuning in for as long as you came, as long as you stayed. I am really grateful that you've been enjoying yourselves. Thank you for keeping me company in the chat too. And like, it's nice to know that people are here. Seems like everything's kind of going along at a halfway decent clip tonight, so I'm gonna cross my fingers and hope that all continues for a few more minutes here. If you haven't done so already, please do the subscribing thing. I'm really grateful, and tell other people to do it too, even if they never come and visit the site. I'd be happy to have like a few dozen more people show up all of a sudden. Thank you for doing this too. I really appreciate it. It's what helps keep the lights on. And man, it's been a long, dry summer, and I am really grateful to have some shows lined up. But definitely looking forward to doing a bunch more. So I need to come visit some other places. I need to get to Pittsburgh. I need to get to Ohio. I need to get to Massachusetts. And yes, at some point I need to get back to Colorado and California too. But build bridges where I can build bridges, and then keep building bridges more, I guess, is how that all goes. But whatever you do tonight, thank you most of all for your time and your generosity of spirit. I appreciate that. And while we're thinking about things coming up in the future, this one is Michelle's birthday one. So mark your calendars. It's not a Thursday night this time. It's a Wednesday night. My friend Peggy in Pittsburgh always has choir practice on Thursday. So that's when you know you really got clout, is when you can actually influence the date that we're going to have a show on. Actually, Michelle's birthday is the next night, and I didn't want to make her sit here listening to me caterwauling in a living room and spend the whole day setting up. So all of that. Anyway, I'll show those tour dates and everything at the end of the show here. But I don't know. Feels like a cool thing to go out with an old folk song, and it is indeed an old folk song. I'm pretty sure the first people who recorded it were the Carter family. Woody Guthrie kind of made it what it is, and then the Kingston Trio came along, I think, or the Limelighters, one of those 60s folk groups, and kind of did their spin on it. And to make it sound like a happy-go-lucky song seemed just so wrong. So when I was recording something worth standing for, and I told Les that I wanted to record the song, he said, no irony, please. Make it sound the way that it's supposed to sound. Nobody ever does. I took the challenge, and it was Chance McCoy's cool banjo line that sort of made the whole thing pop into place. Of course, I got to do that for myself, but anyway, y'all can sing along at home loud enough for me to hear you here, all right? Hey, honey, did I fix the guitar and voice balance okay? Since I see you in the chat, everybody can say hello. The river, I lay down to sleep. When across the river, I lay down to sleep. Suddenly, felt shackles on my knees. 21 links, chain around my heart. 21 links around my heart, and on each link an initial of my name. 'Cause it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. A worried now, and I don't know look like you, but I have hurt no one. I beg the judge for mercy on my soul, and I beg the judge for mercy on my soul, but I got none. He sent me to the hole. Sing it nice and loud at home, y'all. 'Cause it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. But now, and I don't know for how long. Woohoo! Woohoo! I woke up a stranger in my land, and I woke up in a stranger land. Now I believe that I must make a stand, 'cause it takes a worried man to sing a worried song. Takes a worried woman to sing a worried song. A worried now, and I don't know for how long. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. And with that, friends, we soon part ways to go on into this hard world that we're challenged with. It's been great to be able to spend some time with y'all. Thank you ever so much. I'm really tickled that y'all came. Glad that all the technology things worked, all the art things worked, but most of all, you were here to help see it and validate it, so I knew that it was working, and that was awesome. I appreciate you so much, each and every one of you, for taking the time to be here with me tonight. I am deeply grateful. Some things to mark on the calendar, of course. The next live stream, there you go, Wednesday, October 22nd. Michelle has pretty good taste, even when she only has my songs to choose from. That's a pretty cool thing. Also, for those of you here in the area, yes, my bandmates and I are busting out of the studio to do a show in Winchester on November the 30th. That's Thanksgiving weekend. So that Sunday would be mighty cool to see you there. And then if you're looking for me on the road, I'm actually out to the Founders Day Festival at Cape and Bridge this weekend. And I've got a solo show at lunchtime in Winchester. Yes, Nate, man, I heard that you've been drumming along to my songs, and I want that. I definitely want to hear that sometime soon, buddy. I'm really glad you tuned in. And Steve and Elizabeth, I'm so glad y'all are here too. Thank you for that. So I've got a few things coming up. I'm headed to Connecticut the beginning of November. All of that, but most of all, as you go off into the world, bring a little kindness with you from tonight, maybe, and I'll feel like I did some good. Remember, the world is watching each and all of us, right? So until next time, dear friends, take good care of your good selves. Much love from me to you. Take good care, be safe, and we'll see you next month.